Dreamed. Yes, it is. I know that. You know
Okay.
why? Because I did it. Okay. Um, so we are live on Facebook on mine, and I'm about to share it with you. Michael Roth. Okay. Michael, it's on your page now, and in a second, Lisa, it will be on yours. Lisa Walker. And there we go. Okay. And turning on the recording. Because if I tell somebody to remind it, I will remember. But if I don't tell anybody, I won't. Yes, I know. I think legally it has to do that, but it's still annoying. Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Any Sunday Songwriters. We're delighted to have you. Hi, Dave. Um, please feel free to join us on the Zoom. The link is on the event, but I'll put it in the chat on or in the comments on the Facebook one and probably on the YouTube one too, if that's where you are. I have with me two wonderful songwriters today. I'm so proud to introduce them. Um, Lisa Walker, I met at the Far West Song Circle. I believe that's where we met. Is that correct, Lisa?
I believe that is correct. It's hard to know because I've seen you all around, but that makes sense.
Yes. And first of all, she paid me a compliment, which is always nice. And then she played the most fantastic song I had heard all night. So that was good too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And you're entirely welcome. And Michael, did we meet at the Far West one or did we meet somewhere else?
I think you had me on one of your showcases at Swerfa.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm so smart. Ha.
Well, it's hard. They all run together. It was online. I was actually doing that from Nashville, and yeah, and it was kind of horrible connection that I had. I mean, there were anyway, a bunch
The
of like
quality came through anyhow.
yeah. Somehow muddled through, but I think I first ran across you at the Folk Alliance in New Orleans in 20. That's when I remember your name from. I think we may have exchanged a couple emails. I was looking for places, but
It must have been the emails because I did not get to go to the New Orleans one.
oh, probably wasn't there then.
Yeah.
I
Well,
definitely.
anyway, it hardly matters. Y'all are going to enjoy Michael. In fact, you're going to do that right now. So, Michael, why don't you kick us off by telling us a little about yourself and singing us a song?
Okay. So, yeah, Michael R.J. Roth. I know it's hard to spell, but that's the easiest way to find me. Um, and I'm in Panama City, Florida. It's a really nice place to be in music community here. If anybody is passing through on tour, definitely check out Panama City because we got a lot of great musicians and music places here. And I lived in so many places in my lifetime. Most recently, New Mexico, but also overseas. I was in the Foreign Service for about 14 years, so I got to go to some really interesting places and take all kinds of shots and medications and things like that, and see the third world. But just here now, and uh, trying to reinvent myself after so many years of moving and moving and moving and moving and trying to get settled and established. But it's working out well here. I'm on online. I have a website, easyheroes.com. You can hear me on Spotify and all that streaming stuff as well. So, but I don't know. I've probably my only claim to fame is winning some song contests for lyric writing, and that's been really gratifying to know that, because I really like to focus on lyrics a lot in the songs that I write. It's just, I don't know, it's just a bent that I have, it's like being left or right-handed, it's just I go heavily for the lyrics. So, but I threw music in too, and so you can hear the music to the lyrics as I'm going through here. So I don't know, should I just start? It's easiest if like you can introduce yourself all day long, but until you like show the goods, it doesn't mean anything. So I guess I should. I'll start off with the one. This is called "The Price of a Song," and it seems like it really caught the ear of a lot of people in these contests, because I won first place in like 4 different competitions, and so I was so grateful for that, including the Nashville Songwriters one, and I guess it just, that issue, the thing about music is free, so I thought I'd write my song for songwriters about that side of the debate. I want a ticket to heaven. We want that last drop of wine. We want to end the discussion and stand where the spotlight will shine. We all want something for nothing, like nothing ever went wrong. We want it all. We want it all for the price of a song. Price of a song is the last glimpse of beauty before you go blind. The wounds of a soldier cut down under fire, the scar left behind, the tears of a mother with a child in her arms, the Judas kiss of a faithless lover who will rip out your heart for the price of a song. Oh. There's a song in the thunder and lightning, on the bloodthirsty edge of a knife, in a shot from a bottle of whiskey, pushing emptiness back in the night. There's a song on the highway before you, between the prison bars of a cell, and a cry out to God in the midst of misfortune, a glimmer of heaven while walking through hell. But the price of a song is the last glimpse of beauty before you go blind. The wounds of a soldier cut down under fire, the scar left behind, the tears of a mother with a child in her arms, the Judas kiss of a faithless lover who will rip out your heart for the price of a song. Oh. When I think of the times I've been injured, the ways I was maimed by the things I did wrong, and the pain that inevitably lingers through the night and into the dawn. I know I'm not one of the chosen. I know that I'm not very strong, but I know every time I was broken, I broke into song. I broke into song. Yeah, just realized I don't really have the guitar in. I know sometimes people like to see the fingering, and I don't know. Then I should cut off my head. That might be better. Anyway, so
So, Lisa,
yeah.
tell us a little about yourself and play us a song.
Well, I was a lonely child. We moved a lot. And I was born in the deep south. Don't hold that against me, please.
I'm in Texas. I can't hold anything against anybody.
Oh, I lived in Texas for a while. Yeah, my future ex-husband is from Texas. Anywho, yeah, so I started making up songs. I got a guitar from one of my uncles. It's about maybe the best thing my stepfather ever did for me was get my uncle's guitar for me. So, don't know where to start. Wish I knew what song it was that that caught your ear. So,
All of them.
I'm drinking whiskey from a paper cup, waiting for the tide to turn. From the tailgate of my pickup truck, I can see my bridges burn. I see my bridges burn. And I've got nothing left to say. Everything I had is gone. I'm staring at this blank sheet of paper. I'm trying way too hard to write this song. Seems like everything I know is wrong, and I get so turned around. Even the right turns I make take me to the wrong side of town. I'm drinking whiskey from a paper cup, waiting for the tide to turn. From the tailgate of my pickup truck, I can see my bridges burn. I see my bridges burn. I smell the black smoke rising, hear the bridge crackle and moan. Tears spilling across this empty page, try to find their way into this song. Could not bear to watch you I see my bridges burn. If I put the right on a lucky line, would you come back again? And if I put the right on a lucky line, would you come back again? If I put the right on a lucky line, would you come back? Would you come back? Would you come back again? There you go.
Wonderful.
Nice.
I remember that song.
I almost remember that song.
Yeah.
Um,
What, were you in a
Well-
meeting together?
We probably were.
Okay.
I've been all over anything virtual that let me in.
I remember everybody loved it. Yeah.
I love my four walls, but you know, they don't talk much.
yeah. That was when the pandemic started. My biggest fear was if I don't perform, I'm not going to write either. So, because mainly my writing comes out of I'm bored with these. What else you got? You know. So I was really taken by both those songs. I have a song that I wrote for the very reason you were describing, Michael. I was in LA. I'd moved to LA. That was, at the time, it was a monumental mistake, but the money was all gone, so that took care of that. Now my grandgirls live in LA, and it's a much nicer place somehow. But I wrote this on maybe a couple weeks in when I'd realized that I'd left my entire support system behind and didn't have anything to put in its place. Because at the time there was no internet, it was long distance calls and they were pretty expensive. So I wrote this. When those gray skies seem to be falling in, when the hard times get harder and the good times grow slim, don't let that old rocky road rock you off of your feet. One day you'll be dancing down easy street. You gotta hold on, 'cause one day you'll have it all. If you hold on, one day you'll be dancing down easy street. Well, too many times your tears rolled by. You've been down too many roads paved with too many lies and promises dripping gold, honey sweet. One day you'd be dancing down easy street. You gotta hold on, 'cause one day you'll have it all. If you hold on, one day you'll be dancing down rainbows shining in the sky. And those dollar bills, well, they float on down before your eyes. And the last piece of your puzzle will make your life complete. One day you'll be dancing down Easy Street. So you gotta hold on, hold on. 'Cause one day you'll have it all. If you hold on, one day you'll be dancing down Easy Street. One day you'll be dancing down Easy Street.
Yeah.
Thank you. You know, there's a sequel to that, because when I finally came back to Austin, some friends of mine had finally built their house in the country that they always talked about, and they had this driveway that every time it rained, it would turn into a water park. And there was no driving down, there was barely walking down that driveway because there's a lot of lime in the soil in Texas. And so they paved it. And then the town they were closest to, Dripping Springs, came around and, well, they annexed their part of the world and came around and named all the driveways, and their driveway was named Easy Street. And my friend says her street sign gets stolen about once a month. So we'll just keep doing that round and round. Michael, you're up.
Okay. All right. This is a little, I call it my breakup PTSD, Hank Williams meets Rod Serling love song. I don't know. If I step onto that train. By the way, that first song, Price of a Song, that was co-write with Erin Michelle. Yeah, she's great. A cheerless and distracted woman steps onto a train. I don't know where she is going. I don't know if she is sane. But she looks like she's walking through a portal to a time or a dimension where they store up the little things I forgot to mention when we met. And if I step onto that train, will I then travel through all time without a clue? Or will I find a home with what remains of the love that I believed I had with you? Was I fool to think it ever really happened? And is it true that somewhere in another universe you are thinking of me too? I remember when our love was once as common as the air, a thing you take for granted till it's no longer there. You said my memories had no more substance than the early morning mist, or the sadness of a diamond in a pawn shop by the station where we kissed. And if I step onto that train, will I then travel through all time without a clue? Or will I find a home with what remains of the love that I believed I had with you? Was I a fool to think it ever really happened? And is it true that somewhere in another universe you are thinking of me too. And suddenly I'm lost without a compass to your heart, trying to find my place on some imaginary chart, to reconstruct the code of truth and lies, to find the words you really meant, and mend the fabric of the stars that rips apart with every sunrise since you left. I hope that brought a little sunshine into your lives.
Always. There but for the grace, if nothing else.
Oh, it hurts to be me. No, I have a good time.
That's good to hear. So I think that brings around to me. Wow, Michael, that was wonderful. So my mother used to, and she was right. I don't know what she'd say today, but she said, you gotta work on your lyrics. Nah, what does she know? Love you, Mom. Anyway, this is a song that I wrote during the pandemic. And it's called I'm Leaving. I don't know what to do when it comes to you, babe. So I'm leaving. I won't be coming back. And I don't know what to say when you turn away from me. So I'm leaving. I won't be coming back. If you want me to be your baby, then you better let me know. Time is short, time is wasted. If you want me, let it show. I don't know where to run or where to hide, babe. But I'm leaving, and I won't be coming back. If you want me to be your baby, then you better let me know. Time is short, time is wasted. If you want me, let it show. I don't know what to do when it comes to you, babe. So I'm leaving. Run away, run away.
That's my middle name.
Yeah, right.
My fight or flight is off light.
Mine too. Duck
Well,
and
I want to welcome our guests. Janet is here from Israel, so we are truly international today. Hello to Kathleen. Hello to Dave. Dave, I found out about, oh, well, you will know this. You already know about Leonard Cohen because he's the one who wrote the ubiquitous Hallelujah that you hear everywhere, sung by everyone and his uncle. And Harry, hi. Harry has something to tell us about.
Hi, everybody. Some of you may know, but for those of you who don't, I am the host of the Growler virtual open mic that takes place on Mondays. It's the first and third Mondays of each month. And being that the 17th is the third Monday, that means the next open mic is tomorrow night. If you'd like to get out, the best way to find out about this is either post your email address here and I will add you to the mailing list, or there's a Facebook group called GVOM for Growler Virtual Open Mic. And if you join that Facebook group, I post there as well. But the best way is to send me an email. Put your email here and I will send you the information. And I'm also wondering, Lisa is a fairly regular attendee playing, but for some reason she didn't sign up for tomorrow night. I guess she wants the night off. But I did manage to get Jan to sign up. So Jan's going to be back tomorrow evening. I have one open slot at 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. So if anybody is interested in filling that slot, put me a note down in the chat area and I'll get that set up for you. So
Or you may comment in the Facebook or YouTube version of this.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. Thanks very much, Jan. I'll see you tomorrow night and hopefully everybody else.
So there's a little tail that hangs from or above my next song, and I'm going to share my screen and show you a picture. We had this last weekend our first time in 20 years family reunion. I'm descended from this gentleman. Okay, go away. From this gentleman right here. This was my grandmother. I had this photo. I've had it for a long time, but this gentleman here, his face was kind of bruised and in the photo, and somebody this week fixed it for me and colorized the whole thing. So these are my forebears. Turns out that he was one of 7 siblings. They all came at this, well, he came, I don't know, somebody told me this is just family lore right now, but I'll just pass it on anyway. He came with 2 of his brothers. He had a quarrel with them, and consequently, by the time it got down to me, I didn't even know the rest of them existed. So 20 years ago, we had the first family reunion in 100 years, and it was quite the eye-opener. And I'm going to play you the song I wrote for it because all 7 siblings left. And I kept thinking about my great-grandmother and how that might have felt for her. I am descended from people who died for their difference. And I am born of brave ones who came to these shores. And I am the daughter of folks who worked hard for their living. And I'll bet every one of them wondered sometimes what for. Through trouble and tribulation, the rise and fall of civilizations, every generation dreams of a better life. So we are the is the question posed by our children. Love was the answer given to us. Those great-grandmothers sure must have loved their babies. 'Cause I am a mother and I know it's hard to let go. And those great-grandfathers must have believed in the future. 'Cause those sons and daughters were his vessels of hope. Through trouble and tribulation, the rise and fall of civilization, every generation dreams of a better life. So we are the reason for their journey, and they are the reason for ours. Love is the message we give to our children. Love was the message given to us. Looking in each of your faces, I see my own face in yours. United in aspiration, you make me see what a gift it is to be born. Love is the treasure we will to our children. 'Cause love was the treasure given in trust to us. And love is the reason it always was. Thank you.
I was trying to clap this stupid little thing up and covered my mic. Does that happen to you?
Yes,
Yes. So
thank you.
beautiful.
Thanks very much. So,
Is it me again?
it is.
It comes fast.
Yep.
It's like one of those amusement park things, you know. It's like anyway, this is a little musing that I wrote with my friend Harry Wolf, called "The Things That You Get Used To." You know, as we get wiser in our lives, we find more reasons to think about. I guess this was actually inspired by the fact that Harry tends to die every about 3 years or so, and come back. So he's still there so far, thank God. Anyway, but the great part about that is that we wrote this song. Dying's not as easy as it used to be. Living's just a habit I fell into. The future that I planned is just a memory. Ain't it funny about the things that you get used to? Dark clouds and a raging wind gonna bring a driving rain, but you won't budge an inch until it moves you. You can bleed and wait to die without feeling any pain. Ain't it funny about the things that you get used to? I regret the words I didn't say, lying in your bed, knowing that without them I would lose you. I fell into your arms You just left me there for dead. Ain't it funny about the things that you get used to? And I'm standing on the shoreline of an ocean I can't see, waiting for the tide to roll on in. I might need to make a stand or find a dream to set me free, but I'm not giving in. A silent breeze sneaks up on me in the dead of night, the ghosts of every heart I brought the blues to. The stars look down like angels trying to teach my soul to fly. Ain't it funny about the things that you get used to? Yeah, it's funny about the things that you get used to. Thanks. It's a little amusing.
That was wonderful. I so love it when you get to say what you mean, and oh my God, it rhymes too. Yeah.
Yeah. I know we can invent words. I wish we could invent rhymes.
Yeah.
So we wouldn't.
Well, the one that made me think of it just now was the all the hearts I brought the blues to.
Yeah, I like that one.
Perfect.
I gave myself a chill when I wrote that.
Good. That should happen.
All right. Yeah. Speaking of which, we are open for donations to our well, what should we call it? The charity. No, 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 no,
No, no, no. It's
no,
money for music lessons.
no, no. The
And the
beer fund,
jar is in the chat.
the scholarship fund.
Yeah. Scholarship fund.
Yeah, that's the ticket.
Okay. That brings it around to me. And I'm still hung up on this COVID thing, this lockdown, the pandemic. I don't know how it happened, but it did. And so I was at a meeting when I was teaching when this all happened. I was teaching preschool, best ever, right? The kids are awesome. And so we were still meeting online, and it rained for like 2 weeks. I mean, it rained every day. And it was gloomy, and I would get up and get online with my kids, and I noticed as soon as I got off the call, I just felt better. I was smiling. They lifted me up, and I wrote this song inspired by my class of beautiful children. That's how they made me feel. It's called You Make Me Feel Better. I need a break. I can't take this anymore. Rain for 2 weeks straight, while the wolf waits at my door. Caught up in lockdown, stuck in my room. I was dreaming of you when I woke up at noon. You make me feel better when it's raining. You make me feel better when the news breaks bad. I don't know how you do that now. smile while the world is broken. I need to jam, and it's not for old time's sake. So much of who I am lives in the music that we make. Tuned up and locked out, stuck in my room. Sing me a song and we'll dance on the moon. 'Cause you make me feel better, Miss Rainey. You make me feel better when the news breaks bad. I don't know how you do that now. You make me smile while the world is broken. When talking heads lie, the truth, it's under the gun. This you can't deny. Some things can't be undone. Fed up and locked down, stuck in my room. 37 counts down. Jack's changed his tune. You make me feel better, Miss Rainey. You make me feel better when the news breaks bad. I don't know how you do that now. Make me smile while the world is broken. You make me feel better.
I love that. And I love it was preschool kids that inspired it.
Yeah, love.
Yeah. So this is a similar sort of thought. And it was inspired also by a similar sort of occurrence, but there was just one child involved, and she's in the song. You'll be able to tell. Baby's pretending she's dancing on the ceiling, leaping over chandeliers, reaching out her hands to touch the floor. Her daddy's on his way home, any minute he'll be coming through the door. And just for this moment, everything is all right. And I know it cannot last, 'cause I've learned from the past, you cannot stop the travels of time. But just for this moment, everything is fine. Long ago I read life could be better if we could let go and let ourselves be here now. it's not so easy. You get lazy and distracted and forget somehow that just for this moment, everything is all right. And I know that it will end, and even the memory will slowly dim and fade. But just for this moment, everything's okay. Moments come and go, love will ebb and flow, and children grow, and we don't live forever. So I want you to know I love you so, and I'm so glad we're together. The way it is today, there but for the grace, preys on my mind and colors my thoughts constantly. But every now and then my eyes will open so I can see that just for this moment, everything is all right. And I know we'll move on, and the moment will be gone, and I wouldn't change that even if I could. Just for this moment, life is so good. Oh, yeah.
Oh, gosh. Thanks for reminding me, Jan.
My pleasure.
Here it is, 100 degrees, 90%, 95% humidity, and you're right. Life is so good.
We're still here.
I know, and it's really good. You know, I could be 6 degrees below zero and 60-mile-an-hour winds, and or 12 feet of water. Anyway, so anyway, I appreciate that, and I don't know. It's hard to pick out the playlist. I always find I have a hard time picking out my playlist, and but I wanted to do this song since I have the capo up here. It's a song I wrote with Eric Ramsey, and it was so at the request of guy Tim Houchner, who runs homeless organization in Orange Beach, California, and I've been working with them for on and off. I mean, just as a musician for a couple of years, and so he wanted something called Memorial Day, so we wrote this. I wanted to be a soldier when I was just a kid. Strange the way those fantasies get twisted in your head. In a city of rough peace, slouching in the streets, trying to barter for some peace with the devil up their sleeves. At a time when we remember all the fallen heroes with markers on their graves, let's take some time to pray for the fallen on the streets, waiting to be saved on Memorial Day. Tents of mushroom in the avenues, amidst jewels of broken glass, while the mystics and the mendicants conjure battles from the past. Burning dreams like incense, they ponder the old questions. How can they escape the earth? How much is a person worth? At a time when we remember all the fallen heroes with markers on their graves, let's take some time to pray for the fallen on the streets, waiting to be saved on Memorial Day. I wanted to be a soldier when I was just a kid. Strange the way those fantasies get twisted in your head.
Sure is.
Hmm.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You wanted to be a rock star, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember the day I found out not everybody wanted to play guitar.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
I can't imagine that to be
I
true.
couldn't imagine it either.
I know.
It just like blew my mind.
Yeah.
That might be what's wrong with me.
I'm sure your next song will tell us.
I doubt that.
Okay.
Purely fantasy.
Sorry.
This is like fantasy for real. Take a chance, come on and step onto the ledge. I promise I will meet you there. Take my hand and I will give my heart to you. A new romance is in the air. Feels like a brand new song. You have to sing along. Set you dancing on the cloud. From your cloud above, you sing your song of love. Bells are ringing, birds are singing like they do in fairy tales, where the hero is love, love never fails. Feels like a brand new song. Have to sing along. Sets you dancing on a cloud. And from your cloud above, you sing your song of love. Bells are ringing, birds are singing like they do in fairy tales, where the hero is love, love never fails. Take a chance, come on and step onto the ledge. I promise I will meet you there. Take my hand and I will give my heart to you. A new romance is in the air. A new romance is in the air.
Yes.
Fantasy. But you never know.
Nope. You never do.
It happen at any moment.
Thanks for bringing spring back.
Yeah. So the time has come to ask my usual burning question that happens at this time. Michael, where are you going to be next, and where can people find you online?
Okay, well, I'm at easyheroes.com is my website, or you can go to michaelrjroth.com. It goes to the same place because most people can't spell either one, so one or the other will will get you there. And I'm playing here in Panama City. I'm playing tomorrow night at a place called Mosey's Tavern for the Monday Night Little Fest, and we'll be joined by some really great local talent there. And then I got let's see, what is it, 25th? On the 12th, I got a place at the Capstone House, and where am I? No, here we go. I'm trying to. I should have these in my head.
On the floor.
Anyway, I'll be playing a couple places in Panama City, but if you're not in Panama City, it won't matter to you. I'm not contemplating playing anywhere near online, but you can find me online in a few things like the Dallas Songwriters Association has had me on recently for one of their showcases, and um, I occasionally do some podcast interviews, but they're on my website. That's the best place. And then you can find me on the streaming services, Spotify, Amazon, iTunes, whatever there, you know. So
Michael, where are you located?
I'm in Panama City, Florida.
Thank
It's
you.
they call it the Redneck Riviera, or Lower
All right.
Alabama, affectionately, because it's a very southern town, but with a huge influx of people from all over the place, including me, one of those people. And but it's a great place to be, great beaches, and the what I said earlier, the music scene here is really wonderful, and the folks are very welcoming, and that's what's been so great for me.
Oh, you know what? I just remembered where we met at the South Florida Folk Festival.
No, I was never there.
Oh,
I'm pretty
dang it.
sure it was Swerfa. It was online at Swerfa. I think I was in one of
Okay.
the showcases. Yeah.
Okay, um, so that wasn't it.
No, I've been trying to figure out a way to get down to that for a long time, but I never have, you know.
You should do it. It's fun.
Yeah, I should. I keep trying, but
So, Lisa, how about you? Where are you going to be next, and where can people find you online?
Well, online, you go to YouTube, and that's Lisa Walker Music Channel on YouTube. I do a lot of these virtual events. Monday night, I'm doing Max open mic event. So if you have nothing to do, you ought to stop by there. It's a lot of good folks. I I may be going Tuesday night to an actual brick and mortar
Oh, hey.
venue at House of Musical Traditions in Tacoma Park, here in Maryland. Also, check out the parks. I do like to go and busk down on Washington Park.
That's cool.
You can see me in just about any corner, and that's fun.
Yeah, I'll bet it is.
Play for the
I
birds.
see. Now, I made the assumption that both of you were somewhere on the West Coast because that's, you
Yeah.
know, yeah.
Played
And
in the Far West campfire, you know, a few times, and yeah, when the Folk Alliance things were all online, I was getting on there. But now that they're making you pay for a plane ticket and a hotel room, I don't know, I can't really
I understand.
explain it.
Well,
But
I try to limit myself to the ones that I'm likely to actually want to go play. And since my daughter is in California, um, I go to Far West a bunch, and I host a room here at Swerfa. So, that pretty much covers where my touring goes.
well, if you're in the Bay Area, I guess my friend Harry Wolf plays up there a lot on the open mic circuit.
Oh, cool.
He's a kind of a vagabond, so
Okay.
An actual festival event in September up
Cool.
north somewhere. I forget where it is exactly.
Hope you find it in the moment.
I will find it. There's another performer who lives like within 60 miles of here. She's playing the same festival, so we're gonna hook up and
Cool.
go together.
So our next show here will be July 30th, and my guests will be James Combs and Michael Gardner, who I last saw on the Far West open mic. And then after that, we're going to be in Point Arena, California. So yeah, we kind of will be in the Bay Area. Point Arena is about 30 miles south of Mendocino, and it's got a lighthouse. It's got, I think, the only lighthouse on the West Coast, or the earliest one, or something notable like that. The temperature is at most 75, and we make it a yearly pilgrimage to get out of Dodge and go to Point Arena, which is also where the redwoods are, and it's beautiful. So it has that going for it too. And then after that, oopsie, stop doing that. My computer just does what it pleases. On August 17th, oh, isn't that interesting? Okay, well, August 17th will be the next one of these. Oh, no, it won't. Hold on. No, it won't. August 27th will be the next one of these, and it's Joe Isaacs and Irina Rivkin, and they're both on the West Coast, and I met them in the same place.
Joe lives near me. He's on the East Coast.
Oh, okay then.
Yeah.
See, it's very deceptive. Now that we're all online, I mean, Maryland is someplace in my hard drive, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah. And you can find me online at janseides.com, where you'll also find, first of all of these albums that are lined up behind me, including the family album, which has the song that I did earlier about my family reunion and my great, 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 great grandmother. And this one of the songs I'm about to do in the very near future. The songs in that album are all based on biblical stories that you didn't get to hear. And you can also find jewelry made from my guitar strings there, and made by Kathy Miller of Love in Life Art, or Love in Life Art. I never have been able to parse it out completely, but the jewelry is lovely. So go check it out. I'm going to do one that Michael made me think of a while ago, and with luck, I'll remember how to play it. In the fifth dimension, I can see right through you. I can hear you thinking. I can think back to you. I'll be all around you. I'll even be within you. Come to think about it, I might have even been you in the fifth dimension. In the fifth dimension, out where hyperspace is, we can hear the angels singing. Look into their faces. No one else can find us, so we'll go undetected. And if we should die, why, we'll be resurrected in the fifth dimension. Come swing through past and future like a pendulum. Leave your maps and clocks behind. It's a space-time continuum. The stars will be our companions, and the galaxies. We could be so free to the nth degree. Come swing through past and future like a pendulum. Leave your maps and clocks behind. It's a space-time continuum. The stars will be our companions, and the galaxies. We could be so free to the nth degree. And in the fifth dimension, at the speed of light, we'll fly. All the locks will open, all the knots untie. There'll be no confusion. We'll understand the meaning and escape the illusion like mystical Houdinis in the fifth dimension. Thank you. I just wanted to use my piano for something.
Well, thank you for entering the other dimensions with me. I really
Sure,
appreciate
the alternate universes and other dimensions.
I know it makes me feel better, to know that there are other people out there, and
Oh, way out
oh
there.
yeah.
Hyperspace.
Yeah. So I'm kind of thinking, I'm trying to find something that feels more grounded, but I don't know. As I look through them, I think, well, I don't know, maybe not, I don't know. But so uh, I'm just going to do kind of a country western truck driving song. I did a train song. I'll do a truck song. It's almost dawn, and the engine's getting warm. Down at the loading dock, the men don't laugh and they don't talk. One more load and then I'll be on the road, like a tumbleweed that's at the mercy of the wind. You got me on the run and I feel a little stunned. I hear a whisper in the night, we never even had a fight. Another man would have tried to force your hand, but I don't like to gamble with the things I love. But who the devil light your fire, I'd like to know. But God, I'm tired of losing everything before the light of morning. Truck stop, pull up, oh please fill my cup with electric light to blind my eyes, and idle time to idolize. One's sweet, one's glazed, one is filled and slightly dazed. My cup is full, but a waitress stirs my appetite. But who the devil light your fire, I'd like to know. But God, I'm tired of losing everything before the light of morning. The moon I see looks so cool and so free, and I swear the world must be in love, but love's a word don't rhyme with me. And though you know I'd like to love you tonight, the sun is rising on the road ahead of me. But who the devil lights your fire, I'd like to know. But God, I'm tired of losing everything before the light of morning. Who the devil lights your fire, I'd like to know. But God, I'm tired of losing everything before the light of morning. Sometimes you just gotta get down and get your hands dirty, you know, and feel the earth again. Watch that woman slip away.
So yeah, Lisa.
Just covering for here. Yeah.
I was hoping for a little longer song there. Pick tried to get away. Send it to Pick detention. Shame on it. Sorry about this, but you know, we only do it because we care. We tune and then we play out of tune for you. It's the nature of the beast.
That was when I got my mandolin. The first thing my teacher said to me was, "Mandolin players spend half their time tuning and the other half playing out of tune."
Out of tune, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's not. The mandolins don't have the corner on that. The guitar will do it too. At least guitars in my house, I don't know what's about. What is that about? Could be my fault by tuning the wrong string. So I had a crush on a married drummer. Nothing you can do about that. Write a song. Right. but step aside. Hide. Now step aside. Can't dance in broken heels, my broken heart. You's laughing at me. Oh. Can't dance in broken heels, my broken heart. You're just laughing at me. Oh. So go on now, can't you see she's waiting for you? After all, now honey, what did you expect me to do? But step aside. Hi, now step aside. And dance in broken heels, they broken heart. You just laughing at me. Oh. And dance in broken heels, they broken heart. You're just laughing at me. Oh.
Wow. I just want to come and hug you now.
That was great.
Thank you. For me.
Amazing. Okay, so I said I would do one of the songs from, I may do more than one, from the album that has the Bible stories you didn't get to hear. The idea was that they were treated as spear carriers, you know, like the guy in the red shirt on Star Trek. That as soon as you see him, you know that before long somebody's going to be standing over him going, "He's dead, Jim." Well, these were people that, as I was looking at the whole picture, it turned out these people were fairly important. They just got glossed over because, for the most part, because they were female, but not always. But you never did get to find out much about them. And in fact, I thought, because I grew up Jewish, that, and the Old Testament is what I know, and that to a marginal degree, although I know a lot more now than I did when I first started this project, but that all the stories would be from the Old Testament. And then I just stumbled on an article about a gospel for Mary Magdalene that they found in the Nag Hammadi caves. And those gospels were written maybe 300 years or so after the fact. But one of the things that became clear was that all the Marys got rolled together, and there were several of them. So the Mary Magdalene was never a prostitute. That's not from me. That's from biblical scholars. But it was easier for the people who finally decided what was going to be in the New Testament to just say, okay, this is all the same person, and she was only worthy because she was forgiven. But in fact, what they've worked out is that Mary Magdalene was a widow and had money, and she funded the operation because she believed. And I like that explanation a whole lot better. So this was about her, and the thing is, they kind of shut her out, and that was so right up the alley of what I was trying to express with this album. So here it is. Never walked the streets, and I'm glad of that. Never washed his feet, but I wish I had. I was a woman who believed, so I followed. Stayed by his side, learned all I could. He was my guide, and it was good. Then he was crucified, but I still followed. You know who I am. My name is Mary. I was part of the plan. I was part of the story. I loved the man. I loved his truth. I loved his spirit. What he said, love is the way. He loves us yet, though some would say he was conquered by death. But still I followed, and you know who I am. My name is Mary. I was part of the plan. I was part of the story. I loved the man. I loved his truth, I loved his spirit, and so I followed. They asked me to tell what I'd learned, but wouldn't believe what I had to say. Their envy simmered and burned, and once he was gone, they cast me away. But I still felt his grace. My name is Mary. I was part of his plan. I was part of his story. I loved the man. I loved his truth. I loved his spirit. That's why I followed. I love the man. I love his truth. I love his spirit. And so I follow.
I just love that song.
Thank you.
It's like
Thank you.
one of my favorites, but I like a lot of your stuff. That's one of my favorites.
Thank you so much.
Well, I was going to do something different, but as you're playing that, I thought, oh, let's keep this on a biblical run here, streak.
Perfect.
And so, but this isn't really a biblical song, but it's called Samson, and it's about a street preacher in Times Square, and it's about 20 years old, I guess. The weather's got its hair up, and I'm talking to the air, caught up in the spirit, in the madness on Times Square. I'm telling all my secrets, and I'm passing out these tracks, and everybody treats me like the jawbone of an ass. And I dreamed I was a weapon, a sword of polished steel, and I dreamed I had a power that nobody else could feel. They say that I am foolish, that I've got no sense at all, but I'm standing on the corner while I watch the nations fall. Yes, I'm standing on the corner while I watch the nations fall. They're scared of bombs and bullets, they're afraid of poison gas, of signs and falling objects, of energy and mass. They know their friends are phonies, but their enemies are true. In a minute they will make another enemy of you. And I dreamed I was a weapon, a sword of polished steel, and I dreamed I had a power nobody else could feel. They say that I am foolish, that I've got no sense at all, but I'm standing on the corner while I watch the nations fall. Yes, I'm standing on the corner while I watch the nations fall. And now all the world has gathered in this desert made of gold, where everything that mattered once is melted from the soul. They set their plans on altars made of concrete, steel, and glass, while God walks down the street and swings the jawbone of an ass. And I dreamed I was a weapon, a sword of polished steel, and I dreamed I had a power nobody else could feel. They say that I am foolish, that I've got no sense at all, but I'm standing on the corner while I watch the nations fall. Yes, I'm standing on the corner while I watch the nations fall.
Wonderful, Michael.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking from my bunker here in Panama Beach, Panama City Beach, Panama City.
So the person you saw in Times Square, did he have on a long black coat?
Did you know him?
I saw him there.
Oh, this was like the late 1990s, like I think
Oh,
maybe
okay. It
or
would have been earlier than
2000,
that.
something like that. It's possible. There was a well-known group down there, and I just can't remember the name, but I just saw that, and I was, it's like there he was in the midst of, 42nd Street and all this, other, Gomorrah going on around him, and I just trying to put myself in in his head, and then I apologize to him for borrowing his brain, but because we never met or spoke. But I was just impressed by the. I'm impressed by people that can, like really stand out and just say, what they mean, what they believe, and so on. I'm not talking about
Yes.
politicians. I'm talking about people that, really, it takes courage for them to stand up and do and say the things that they do. So yeah, and it's like that. I love the analogy with Samson. I know many people are biblically illiterate these days, but I'll just say read the story of Samson in the Bible, and it has to do with the jawbone of an ass, and but and yet there's power in that if you let the power come through you,
Well,
And
I
I
was
feel like
always very
songwriters are like that too,
yeah. I was always very impressed with him, but I was there in the late 60s and early 70s. I left in 72, and he was a very dramatic figure that there was no way you were going to walk through Times Square, and it really was Gomorrah back then.
Mhm.
The only time you could go there was in the afternoon, or you could go to a show at night, but you didn't hang around Times Square because there was some very strange stuff going on there. And he was in the middle of it, preaching in
Yeah.
his long black coat in the heat of the summer. He'd be there. Anyway,
Yeah, if
I
he
just
could do that, we can sing our songs. I mean,
exactly, exactly.
be courageous. It does take courage. And we gotta tell Lisa that her microphone is not on.
Now it is. Just like that. A flick of a button. How do you follow something like that? Let me see. I don't think this will do it, but this is what I'm gonna do.
Great, Lisa. How many times has your voice been compared to Cyndi Lauper?
I've just started hearing that in the last year and a half.
Really? Well, she sounds just like you.
No, thanks. I taught her everything she knows.
I have no doubt of it. So
But
I'm going
I am
to.
a huge fan.
Yeah, me too. She and Madonna came out at about the same time, and I definitely had a preference.
Me too. But nothing against.
No, just I was just very intrigued by Cyndi Lauper. Just everything she did seemed remarkable to me.
She's so unusual.
Yeah,
So wonderful.
indeed she is. So I'm going to do another one from the Unsung album. That's the biblical album, because I thought it needed some humor. But when I went looking for something humorous in the Bible, well, suffice to say, if you want humor from the Bible, you're going to have to bring it yourself in a brown paper bag, unmarked. So this is what I came up with. Dear Mama, you ask if I am enjoying my place as Solomon's latest wife. Yeah, it's got its moments. What can I say? It's a life. Right now, I'm his darling, and I'm calling that a plus. Though the other wives say his attentions will fade when a new face inspires his lust. That's why there's so many of us. No, Mom, he doesn't sing like his father did. At least not when he's with me. But he's built a beautiful temple, Mama, and he writes decent poetry. Oh, he's a glorious king, to be sure, and masterful in the boudoir. And you might think that's all he is good for. But really, he's pretty smart. Just last week, 2 women quarreled about a baby they both claimed. When he offered to cut the child in 2, we all thought he'd gone insane. But it sure got that knot untangled. So if he doesn't sing like his father did, he's still all right with us, 'cause he's built a beautiful temple, Mama, and his poetry makes us blush. Well, Mom, I gotta go now. I'll try to write more later, 'cause it seems there's a queen needs my room for a bit. And they say that she's wealthy and oh so bewitching. And the king's so excited he's positively twitching. So I just became second rate. But oddly enough, I don't hate her, 'cause he doesn't sing like his father did. And I'm bored with his poetry. So though he's built a beautiful temple, Mama, she can have him, it's okay with me. Thank you.
Jan.
And we are on our last round.
You are
Yeah,
so
I
clever.
know. I was trying to kind of come up with some kind of body, like 16th century drinking song, but I don't. I know we're kind of running out on time here, so
Well, since nobody is waiting for this stage, we can
no.
run a little bit over, not a lot. But
Oh,
if we don't finish right at 5 o'clock, there's nobody going to be mad at us.
okay. Well, I'll do this. This is kind of a short song, and so that'll whatever kind of my idea of a love song called the Dust Storm. Your love was always shameless as the offer of a rose in the hand of a street vendor with a diamond in his nose. There's a cloud on the horizon and a dust storm on its way to send away my memory and shutter up the window panes. The last time you laid eyes on me, you knew that I would lie about who won the war of love and how I might survive. There's a cloud on the horizon and a dust storm on its way to send away my memory and shutter up the window panes. There's an old dog on the sidewalk with a bare patch on his back, rubbed away by tenderness. Sometimes I feel like that, and I suppose I should be on my way, but what am I to do? That dust storm, that dust storm is you.
Marvelous. Thank you so much for saying yes to this, Michael. This is Michael R.J. Roth, and you should look for him wherever he might be hiding.
I'll put my website on in the chat there if anybody wants it.
Okay, yes, you should do that. Oh, by the way, if anybody wants to know about the future Any Sunday Songwriters, please put your email in the chat and let me know that that's the reason you're putting it there, or in the comments on either Facebook or YouTube, and I will be happy to put you on the mailing list, the female one too. That was, what was that, a Freudian slip or something? Anyway, I'd be happy to put you on the list and inform you. No spam, I promise. And you'll probably only hear from me, but briefly, and there's usually a story to go with it. So, anyway. So, Lisa.
I'm torn. You ever get torn?
Yes, occasionally, but I have to say, in your case, it doesn't show.
I would say I'd write a song about it, but somebody already did. It's actually called Torn. Okay. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Sorry, I'm sorry. I really am, okay. Come do one I totally made up. I did that with all of them. So far, I totally made them up. This one's made up more than the others, I think. Here comes a new boy. He's always by himself. I think he's lonely. He says he needs no one else. I don't believe him. I think it's just a tough guy act. Next time I see he doesn't know. But I know he's watching me. I can feel it in my bones. How long will it be before he takes me up, takes me up, takes me up, takes me on this ride? I know for sure he's the one I'm looking for sure. This time I won't be lonely anymore. Look, there's a new boy. He just walked through the door. There's someone with him now. She was never there before. He must be testing me. He wants to see what I will do. I'm gonna let him be. I'm gonna play it cool. Play cool, play cool, play it cool this night. I know for sure he's the one I'm looking for sure. This time I won't be lonely anymore. This time, this time, this time. This time.
I will send out prayers.
I want to read your autobiography, Lisa.
Yeah, me too. So I'm going to do one more because earlier during this show there was a discussion of what the temperature was. And it's the same story all over. And I've been reading that story all over social media, and I'm living it here in Texas. We have our AC turned up to as high as we can stand it because I don't want to be the one who brings down the grid. And you know, if the grid goes down, it's going to be my fault. So, yeah. Because we're a little nuts here in Texas, some of us anyway. So this song was, I have a friend who is very passionate about climate change, and I've written him a bunch of songs to use on various websites. This is my favorite of the ones that I wrote for him, and I think given the fact that there are also sunstorms this year and there's unusual northern lights action. Did you get any of that, Lisa?
No, it's been pretty cloudy around here, so.
Oh, okay. Well, that kind of, I mean, I know it was coming way further south than it usually does, not to Texas, unfortunately. I'd like to see the northern lights, but I don't want to go to Alaska to do it because I hate being cold, so I want them to come to me. But so far that has not happened. They have not even answered my invitation, but here's a song about it. Magnetic fields fight their way across the sky and show us brilliant colors. the northern lights, and we are all reminded the beauty we have here. How fortunate to have protective atmosphere. And the home we share, the northern lights remind us, has water and air. The northern lights remind us that there's no guarantee, there's no guarantee. The northern lights remind us. Celestial looms weave the darkness into lights that dance above the planets to dazzle human eyes, and we are all reminded of vast eternity. How fortunate we are, however briefly, just to be. And the home we share, the northern lights remind us, has water and air. The northern lights remind us that there's no guarantee, there's no guarantee. The northern lights remind us, the northern lights remind us. It's a beautiful and deadly universe, and everything that we hold dear depends on our next choice. For though we send our rockets up to land on planet Mars, or lie back on the hillsides to admire the stars, the northern lights remind us with their shimmering towers how fortunate we are to have this earth of ours. And the home we share, the northern lights remind us, has water and air. The northern lights remind us that there's no guarantee, there's no guarantee. The northern lights remind us, the northern lights remind us, the northern lights, the northern lights, the northern lights remind us.
Yeah.
Thank you. You know, Mars had an atmosphere once too.
Mm-hmm.
What I've read.
Yeah.
And look at it now.
Yep. And Mars, I mean, we have no excuse. We have no excuse. So, anyway, on that happy note, if you'd like to see more of these shows, please. And yes, Dave, you are on the list already. And thank you very much. Anyway, if you'd like to be on the list, either put your name in the comments on Facebook or YouTube, or put it in the chat here, and I will be happy to see you again. Thank you to Lisa Walker. I so appreciate you. And thank you to Michael Roth. I so appreciate you too. Thanks for saying yes to this.
Well, thank you for having us. Without you, and people like you that do these things, we'd be sitting on our bunkers, waiting for the world to end.
That's right. Thank you, Jim, for doing this and for the invitation.
Oh, my pleasure. More than my pleasure. Okay, so in order to say goodbye, I would love it if everybody would uncloak and wave cheerily at us. And I'm delighted to see all of you. Thank you very much for being here. So I'm going to stop the stream.